replay as well, which is always understandable. I have to do that myself from time to time. Um,
Pedro, I invited Eduardo. He said he was going to join, so let me text him real quick. He should be here.
Oh, that would be good to see
That
him
would be
here.
fun. Yeah, that would be
I
funny.
actually just thought about him just 5 minutes ago. Yeah,
He said con gusto. I don't know if that meant he was going to join. Let me see.
send him the link so he
Yes.
doesn't have to look for it.
Oh, good idea. Give me a second then.
Such a pro. Um,
I
George,
know he doesn't know that it's going to take me like 20 minutes to figure it out, but yeah.
yeah, I'll text you. George, tell us what's happening on your end. What are you seeing on the ground? Any updates? Well, and we have a few new people here, so go ahead and reintroduce yourself as well.
Sure. My name is George with Region Global Logistics based out of Canada. Uh, just wanted to join the group and see if I could support and help in any way. And we'll see.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And Pedro, you?
So I'm based in Austin. I grew up in Venezuela my entire life. Just following what's happening in Venezuela right now. From here, I'm currently in between jobs, so yeah, so wanted to hop in here and learn more what's going on. The first I joined 3 calls ago or 2 calls ago, and it was amazing. All the initiatives that I saw helping people was pretty moving. So happy to be here.
And I assume you still have friends or family in Venezuela as well?
Yes, exactly.
And so
Lots of
how are
friends.
they doing and feeling?
Um, from what I hear, is like optimism, but also
Okay.
a lot of economic hardship. From what you hear, it's like I think people are still waiting to kind of jumpstart again.
Yeah.
But I think there's optimism, but also people are starting to lose patience on that, on something to happen.
Yeah. Nothing happens as fast as we want it to, that's for
Right.
sure. But I feel like
Right.
cautious optimism has certainly been um, a
Right.
theme that we've heard throughout these meetings. And uh, yeah, I know we're all hoping for good things to come and more of this to just get resolved and start moving in a positive direction. We had Cinza with Healing Venezuela speak last time, and she's, of course, doing tons of work there on the humanitarian front through clinics and medical aid and things like that. So I know she's also feeling just kind of the same, that cautious optimism, seeing, they've been working there for many, many years. So now that the world's attention is turned a little bit more toward Venezuela, looking for some more of those partnerships and more people to understand what's happening for sure. Welcome, Eduardo.
So good to see you. Finally, it's only been 20 years. No, maybe a little bit less, but Pedro, Eduardo, and myself went to school together, so we're good friends.
Amazing.
You're muted, I think, Eduardo, or we can't
Or
hear.
it's not muted. I think it's just maybe a sound issue. Yeah. And
Daniel.
I
Now
know,
can you hear me?
yes,
There you
perfect.
go.
Okay, good to see you, everybody. Hi, Christy.
Hi.
Hi,
So
Pedro
good for you to be
Enrique. Good to
here.
see you guys.
Hello.
Very good to see you. And I mean, we're introducing each other, so if you want to take
Yeah,
the time for a quick introduction, that would be great.
Do you want me to introduce myself?
go for
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Please.
Well, my
When you
name is
join late, we
Eduardo
put you on the
Luca.
spot. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
When you join late, we put you right on the spot.
No, not an issue. Don't worry. My name is Eduardo Luca. I study with Enrique and with Pedro. Pedro and I, we were roommates in Philly, so 20 years ago. And I'm from Venezuela. I've been living here in the U.S. for the last, I would say, 12 years. And yeah, as you know, it has been a transition since we moved. And right now we're looking a little bit hopeful. Okay, since we moved here, I created my own company. I started a wealth management firm. I manage mostly international clients and Latin American client here in the U.S. and they keep me busy. So that's a little bit. I have a family with I have 3 kids, my wife, and a small dog. So overall, very happy.
Awesome. And do you still have, I was asking Pedro, do you still have friends and family back in Venezuela? And if so, how are they feeling about everything right now?
Family, no. Friends, yes.
Okay.
Uh, they're a little bit more optimistic about things are changing. Okay, since what happened in January, I would say people are looking a little bit more optimistic about the potential changes that are going to happening. But from a economic standpoint, things are being changing. So that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Other than that, we have been here a long time ago, and like I told my mother-in-law, this is something we have been before. We have been there before, and the thing is that it keeps on coming back. So I'm optimistic, but with uh, very little optimistic, really.
Okay. Enrique, what are you hearing from your contacts? I know I guess our Peru team just had a shipment to Venezuela.
Yeah, it's similar what Eduardo was just saying, and I'll give you two, I guess, comments that I've heard recently. One from the conference that I had a chance to participate in. I was last week, and we're part of a network called the X2 network, and there's a lot of freight forwarders from all over the world that kind of meet in one place. And this particular occasion, it was in Turkey, in Antalya, amazing place, a little colder than I expected, Oiku, but it's a beautiful country. And some of the people there, of course, were talking about politics and the state of the world. And some of the comments around Venezuela were that they didn't see that it was going to change. Like, so I thought that it was more pessimistic than I would have expected, given the last few phone calls that we've had together, like a couple of people from different parts of the world, Eastern Europe in particular, saw it as not changing quickly enough. And then, of course, some people from our Latin American region felt that they have changed for the better a little bit. But I guess to Eduardo's point, it's still going to take a long, long time to significantly change the processes and the status of the economy overall. Yeah, and from our shipments, I think it's similar to what we've done before. I think they have flown very similarly. I wouldn't say that I feel it's more efficient to ship into Venezuela. I think the shipping process has actually remained similar, and we didn't have as many issues as other times, but nothing that is remarkably different either.
Okay. All right. Daniela, thank you for joining us. Are you able to chat? Maybe not. Arthur, good to see you. I actually ate at one of Chef Jose's restaurants while I was in New York last week. I thought of you. Tell us what's going on. And I know you've been in kind of a fact-finding mode as far as Venezuela the last few meetings. So I'm curious if there has been any other talk on your side. And of course, for anybody who doesn't know, please go ahead and introduce yourself again.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet some of you. Nice to see you again. My name is Arthur. I'm speaking from São Paulo, Brazil. I work for World Center Kitchen. World Center Kitchen is a humanitarian NGO that we activate after disasters or emergencies to feed people who are in need. So after what happened in Venezuela at the beginning of the year, have been trying to understand what the situation is. We have activated in Venezuela before, back in 2021. We normally stay not for long, so that's what we did. I think was a 6 month long activation, which is very long compared to the activations we normally do. So we actually are really grateful to be here, and this forum has been maybe our main source of informations and etc. We have people who work with us, we partner with back in 2021 on the ground. We have been reaching out to them, and it seems they're saying the same things that we have been hearing here. But yeah, so that's the point we are right now. We are trying to understand if it's the right time to activate, if something is about to happen that we have to be aware and ready to go. And this forum here has been really helpful. And thank you, Enrique, as well, who was here in Brazil about a few weeks ago, and we were able to meet, and he introduced me also to some of the team and other players in the logistical sector, and it was great. It was great to meet you guys.
It was
So
great meeting you too, Arthur. Thank you so much for taking the time. That was fun.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody has heard about World Central Kitchen and the amazing work that they do, and under Chef Jose Andres, who's really just a remarkable advocate for human rights and dignity and food nutrition worldwide. So really incredible work. So we're glad you're here. Gretchen, are you able to jump back in and chat? I know we talked a little bit about Venezuela and Latin America last week at the conference, but if you would just introduce PQMD and what you're hearing from members.
Sure, yeah, I'm happy to. My name is Gretchen Warwick, and I serve as the COO for an organization called the Partnership for Quality Medical Donations. We also just go by PQMD. So we are an alliance of both nonprofits and corporate organizations that are really committed to bringing measurable health impact to the underserved and vulnerable populations around the world. So our members, significant number of them are large international NGOs, International Medical Corps, Save the Children, AmeriCares, Project Hope. We have several that work in Venezuela, and Venezuela has been a topic at many of our meetings since, gosh, as long as I've been with the organization, which was 2015. But certainly as things continue to progress in the region. It's really valuable for our members. And we hold kind of similar calls, but not so much focused specifically on logistics, but focused on what our members are doing, who has access in the area, what is happening, and how they can help each other. So I was really excited to see that you were having this call today, and I thought it would be great to kind of listen in and see what I might be able to bring back to our members from a logistics perspective. It's obviously a very key part in getting any medical supplies into any country, but especially Venezuela.
And do you know, Gretchen, I know something we discussed a lot last week was just in general, globally, last mile, things like that. Do you know kind of some of both the successes your partners are having and some of the difficulties since we have a bunch of logistics folks here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you that we have not had a Venezuela specific call
Totally.
in a while. So I don't want to speak on their behalf, but I think that, as with, all of know very well the challenges of last mile in any complex situation. So I think everything that I would have to offer right now would really just echo what you all know. But I do think that it's so key in having the local teams and local organizations really involved in order to be able to be successful in the last mile for certain.
Absolutely. Thank you. Enrique, I think you had something.
No, just spoke to Juan as well, also
Good.
in Brazil. He's another logistics company headquartered in Venezuela, and he's local, and he can help for anything that might require some assistance, either from customs brokerage or last mile delivery into Venezuela. We rely on him and his expertise, and he has been very helpful. He sees a little bit of change too, but so Gretchen, we'll share his information if you want. Maybe you can pass it to your network as well.
That would be
A really good
fantastic.
company.
Thank you.
every time we move something to Venezuela, he's the one that we call him our consignee. So he's the one that kind of receives the goods, no matter where they're coming from in the world. And they do a fantastic job, and they're very good at managing both the uh, logistical side of things, and then also, I guess, the political bureaucracy and things like that as well.
So much to navigate. Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
And Juan is usually here and has a lot to say, so I'm sad he's not here today. But yeah, I feel like the consensus has definitely been cautious optimism. I feel like that's carried through from some of our past calls, some of our conversations going on behind the scenes. But change takes time, unfortunately. And so I feel like we're all kind of in that waiting area, but it is extremely beneficial to hear from those who are in country and on the ground and knowing what their experiences are, which is part of the reason for these calls versus what we're just seeing on the news and getting the headlines around. Enrique, anything else from our teams or anything else from Juan on just what they're experiencing as far as any difficulties, anything to be aware of, something that whether it's paperwork, whether it's having make sure the consignee is in place, anything that they're saying like, hey, this is, I know just in general globally, humanitarian aid especially is getting more scrutiny around who your consignee is and do they have the proper paperwork and everything like that. So I imagine that's happening in Venezuela as well.
Yeah, so he said I asked him a similar question, and he said that um, the requirements are still the same. Nothing has changed much. I mean, he sees that it might be a little bit easier and more straightforward to navigate some of those hurdles, but at the same time, I mean, he's still struggling as much as he used to. So you don't see a very efficient process yet. It's still the same, is what he would say. So I think in the last couple of months since we've had the initial call, I think we went from like very optimistic at the first one when they were starting to release some of these political prisoners and things like that, to now the last couple, which I believe have been a bit more stable. I mean, nothing really has changed much from the last call that we had. And so we'll probably have to wait and see for any new developments. I don't think that there's much unless Pedro and Eduardo and the people from Venezuela that are more connected can share some additional news or something that would be different. But from what I'm seeing and from what I'm hearing, it's still pretty similar.
Yeah, I'm curious. So we talked a little bit about aid, and then I'd like to pivot back to the commercial side. So Pedro, Eduardo, George, are any of you seeing any movement on the commercial side, either just preparation or execution in general? I'm curious what the commercial side looks like.
Yeah. Let me go back a little bit about the channels because I think overall, if you want to get into Venezuela for any specific area, let's say the humanitarian part, and you have to go through the right channels to make an impact. Okay. In that case, I will argue that the right channel right now are all the movements are established here in the U.S. regarding the future of the country. Okay, there's a lot of people moving themselves or working into a better Venezuela. Okay, I have the channels. I can help you with anybody needs. I have the people. I'm not directly involved, but I know a lot of people who are involved, so I can accommodate anybody who wants to work on that. Regarding the economic standpoint, I would say right now the focus right now is oil. Okay, it's what the U.S. is looking for. It's what everybody's moving their companies. And right now the big problem with Venezuela is the sanctions. Okay, Venezuela has been sanctioned for the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years. Okay, so anything you want to do, you have to be very careful that you don't step into any legal problem with the US. I'm talking specifically. So I have a lot of clients who have been asking, like, hey, can we start looking for providing our service over there? So you have to be very careful in that sense. But oil industry is moving everything right now. Okay. And because of that, everything has been, I would say, starting to move a little bit better. Okay, for example, there's a lot of oil companies moving, starting operation in Venezuela. Chevron, ExxonMobil. That requires, apartments. It requires people, putting sheet beds in the beds, all the stuff which was completely stopped. So that is starting to look better. But I would say it's because it was very, very, very bad. Okay, so there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of industry to work in. Right now, the biggest one is oil and electricity. That's the other part that is there's a lot of movement, but that will require a lot of an investment, capital investment, basically.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Pedro or George?
I'm not as close. Eduardo, I think, provided a pretty good, insightful view, and I probably don't have that close of relationships to be able to say anything on that.
Okay, no problem.
I don't have anything either to contribute to this.
Okay.
At the moment, anyways.
Yeah. I feel like as sometimes happens, there's again, January's conversation looked very different than we're experiencing right now. So I think we're seeing some movement and some steps that are taken. Thank you, Eduardo, for highlighting also electricity as well as oil. And so I think it's going to take time, and I think these are in the beginning, everybody's like, what's happening? What's going on the ground? We were hearing a lot early on about just grocery and basics that people are still struggling to afford. And so as hopefully some of these other countries come in and move their own networks and models in, as sanctions ease and as things kind of get figured out with the administration, and hopefully we'll be able to see some more momentum that I feel like has been a little bit stalled in the last couple of months.
And also mention that it's a lot of opportunities, okay, because the country is starting from zero, basically. Okay, so whatever you wanna focus your energy, probably there's a lot of things you can work, but it's a long-term vision. Nobody should expect to get in and get out. No, that doesn't work. And right now, the change that had happened in a way that is positive for the country. Hopefully, the next changes that comes are also encouraging for what is needed to the country to be aligned into what everybody expects. We need a country to be growing, the economy growing, and the country with a lot of all the people with some capacity to save money, which wasn't happening in the last 20 years. So that's why I think 9 million people moved from Venezuela. That's why I'm living in the U.S. Right. That's why Pedro is living also in the U.S. And everybody who has some opportunity to move abroad, they did it.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, our goal is to answer questions and connect people and get updates, but not to keep you here any longer than we need to. So I guess we've done this the last couple of times, kind of, show of hands, either your digital hand or your physical hand. Would you like to have a conversation next month or in 2 months to continue this conversation, or are we just kind of in a holding pattern until we see some more just general movement in Venezuela? Or anything, Enrique, you have to add to that?
No, I was thinking maybe 1 month. We tried 1 month twice. I don't think we're seeing a lot of change, but I will let people that have just recently joined, like Eduardo, Pedro, George, Gretchen, Arthur, even. What do you guys want to do? We're here for you. This is a community, and of course, sometimes we get a lot of people that join, sometimes not as many. Maybe we can all try to wait 1 more month and then make a little more of a push for people from Venezuela to join, and then see if there's anything else that we can get out of that future meeting. But I'll let you guys decide. We're here to help out.
Sure. June meeting or 2 months for a July meeting? Anyone have any thoughts there?
Month, it wouldn't be that bad. That wouldn't be that big of a deal. jump on a call. If
Okay.
we don't have much to contribute, jump off. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a full hour.
For sure. Yeah.
And then we also like the idea from Enrique to push for people from Venezuela to join. So I think
Yeah.
we'll get
Yeah, we've
more
had people
ideas
from
flying. Yeah.
Venezuela join. Yeah, so hopefully
Yeah.
we can get them back in.
Yeah. This time I didn't see. I should have probably looked for it in LinkedIn, and then maybe we can just repost it and kind
Yeah.
of create noise from the people that are in this room today. And then for the next one.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you guys share it on LinkedIn, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I'll repost it on mine as well.
Okay.
Christy, I'm not sure if you're open to this or not, but we do have a community of practice that includes all of our members and also just other organizations that individuals that are engaged with PQMD.
Yeah.
I'm happy to post it there if that's
Okay.
something that we're open to. I don't know if
Absolutely.
going over stuff. Okay, great.
No, the more people, the better. We usually have quite a variety of perspectives. But again, I sign up for webinars all the time where I have to go back and watch the replay because it just doesn't work in my timetable at the moment. So I completely understand that. And we have the same for these as well. But I'm glad we have a variety of perspectives today. And yeah, hopefully next time we can get what we've had in the past, which is more people in Venezuela and on the ground as well. And so, yeah, we'll plan for 1 month and then get that word out to you soon. So we can all help spread the word and see, again, because we get such a different perspective on the news than we get in these calls. And that's what's the great thing about this community and some of the other logistics communities like this that we've started. And so, and then if anybody you heard today or in a past meeting that you want a connection to, then that's part of our commitment as well. We're always happy to make introductions. The point is that, you know, in the logistics community, things get where they need to go. So we're here to help make that happen. If that's us doing it hands-on or making introductions, we're here for you. But thank you, everybody who could join today. Appreciate it so much. Thanks of those who will catch it on the replay. And we will see you all in June. Until then, have a happy and productive May. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.